Thank you, everyone. All right, so I'd like to welcome you all to today's Get Talk. Um, I'm taking over from Diapre this afternoon. We have a wonderful talk with Gideon Onyewuenyi. I hope I got the name right. Okay, so Gideon is going to talk to us about his journey, starting off and currently what he's doing. So, Gideon, I'll just introduce to you my group. I mean, currently we have about 13 learners. We're having more of them join in. So we would allow you to introduce yourself and then you give us your talk about yourself and then currently what you're doing. And towards the tail end of it, we open up for questions. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to the group. You're welcome again, Gideon. You're on mute. Can you unmute your microphone? All
Can
right,
you hear
good.
me now?
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay. So, like Prosper said, my name is Gideon Onyewuenyi, and I'm actually a machine learning developer, and I have a community here in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. I lead, and it's known as AI Saturdays Port Harcourt, where we learn about artificial intelligence every Saturday. And I'm so glad to be joining every one of you this evening to discuss about data science and AI. And also, I'm still a student. Actually, I'm supposed to graduate last year, but there are some things that was not put in place, so I had to put school on hold for now. So I took up the Microsoft Student Ambassadorship Program this year, and that's a bit about me for now. So I don't know if I can go on, Prosper.
Yes, please do go ahead. So I think we would like to have a moderator session. So to start with, who is Gideon in terms of growing up and what was growing up like for you?
Can you come again, please? Sorry.
Yeah, who is Gideon in terms of growing up and what was growing up like for you?
Okay. I grew up in the eastern part of Nigeria, and believe me, it was not easy when growing up in a setting where your parents have to decide what you are going to be or what you are going to study in school. And that's like one of the problems I've been having in school, and even up to the point of having problem to graduate. Actually, my mom so much loved medicine that she wanted me to be a medical doctor, but along the way I saw myself doing microbiology, which is still part of medicine, but I didn't like what I was doing. I didn't like anything about school, or
Yeah,
so I started. It's like a self-discovery journey. Started trying to know what I really want. So I actually made some friends in school, like Victor, who was so much interested in technology. He would always tell me about Steve Jobs, Elon Musk from our year one, year two. Tell me about Mark, Bill Gates. Tell me about the new and trending technologies coming up, and I was very, very interested. Like it's the thing moved my spirit, so I knew that this technology is what I actually wanted, and I started attending meetups in school. Thank God for Ingressive, which have campus ambassadors then, and also Microsoft, which has some student partners in school then. So with the help of the meetup these people organize, I was able to start attending the meetups and start getting myself together and preparing what is to come next in my journey into technology. Um, should I continue?
yeah. Continue.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I actually I actually started tech 2017. That's 3 years ago. And when I joined the tech community in my campus, I at first I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't even know what I wanted. I ran a blog then in 2017, and I didn't feel satisfied with it. I tried the design. I did graphic design for some time, and I didn't feel satisfied with it also. Then I had to move on to coding. I started off with HTML, CSS, and trying to do it for the web. And I didn't see satisfaction in it also. I knew this was not what I wanted at that moment. So I had to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until one day I met Steven. He was going for a meetup. Okay, we are going for the same meetup. We met on the way, and he was not telling me about machine learning. And I've not heard about machine learning before. I started asking, what is machine learning? For me, I thought machine learning was, zero and one. So
Mm.
one of my friends told me about machine learning earlier on, and he was telling me about, the language of the computer, zero and
Yeah.
one, on and
Yeah.
off, and all that. So I was saying, how can a human being be studying machine learning? How will you be able to speak that zero and one language with the computer? So that made me so curious, like to know more about what this machine learning is. And anytime I see Steven, he's always quiet, either he's reasoning or he's trying to solve one problem or the other in his laptop. I got so
Mm.
much interested in machine learning, and I started making some research myself, trying to understand what machine learning is all about. And that's when I came to learn about data science and data analysis. And now, the area of artificial intelligence is an emerging field, and most school doesn't have it as a part of
Background.
their curriculum per se. Yes, and now we have to depend on online courses like MOOC, massive open online courses out there,
Learning
and
courses.
YouTube and all those things. And many of them they are okay, but in terms of school setting, there is a curriculum, and many of these online courses doesn't really have a curriculum to follow or a step to follow, because the field of AI is one field that when you miss a particular step and goes to the next, you will find out that it will affect you in the long run. In the long run of learning or trying to build, it will actually affect you. So you have to take everything in order from the basics. So that was one of the problem I had also starting off. So I joined some courses like Python for data science, which I've not really advised anyone to go into. It's nice if it's just giving you the basic idea, they'll give you the basic idea of Python and some data science, and you have some machine learning online also on YouTube and all these similar websites that will tell you about scikit-learn, and that's actually what will bring me about another major point. I will advise anyone trying to break into AI to always make sure to start from the basics. For example, you are trying to start in the field of artificial intelligence, you need to learn how to program, learn how to code, and you now have to choose a particular language for yourself. Python preferable, that's the most popular for now. I think some hit guys are trying to push some things to JavaScript and they are trying their best. But for now, Python is the most popular. It has the most libraries and framework and whatsoever you can think of. And it is very, very user friendly to a beginner. It's very, very easy for complete beginners. So try to learn not just Python for data science or basic Python. Try to get full knowledge of what Python is talking about. If possible, push it further to get knowledge about algorithms, data structures, like object-oriented programming. Very important. You meet that on your way when learning about Python programming.
Right.
And
Gideon. Yeah. So I think this is getting really interesting, and I'm sorry to interject. I wanted us
Okay.
to have a real conversation. Okay. Looking at you transitioning from a microbiology background into
Okay.
studying technology. Um, from
Okay.
the beginning, you never had a coding background, like you said, you skipped some basics. But how
Yes.
easy was it? Just interest in technology and AI that you just quickly had to learn? How did you learn so fast within that pace of time? I think that would be very valid to our learners if you can share.
Okay, I like I said earlier, I started off 2017, but I went into AI fully from January 2018, and I had so many online courses, like I said earlier, that I took, maybe from YouTube and from Data Camp and so on. But along the way, I noticed that I can't really do anything with them. And that was what I was talking about earlier. I didn't get the basics of most of these courses or online courses that I took. So I had to go back and get a proper curriculum and try and moreover also I had a mentor along the way. I had a mentor who helped me, and also the community really helped, like our parents community, that's AI Saturdays Lagos, that is in Lagos, Nigeria. I had Tejumade Afonja, who was also helping to provide some of the curriculums that I used. You know, the field is an emerging field, like I said, and most importantly, everyone beginning or breaking into this field need someone at some point, or even at most points, to guide them through, so that you don't keep running around a circle and never achieving much in the space of time that you actually. So I don't get frustrated giving him much energy and time and getting nothing in return. So I actually started off with Python programming. I used I used Python for Everybody. It's a very nice course in Coursera. So I used Python for Everybody and Coursera. Then later I had to switch to MIT 6111 programming class. Can you hear me, Prosper?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I saw your mic on mute, so I wanted to know. So the basics of my programming was actually built with MIT 6111 programming online course provided by MIT OpenCourseWare, and I will advise anybody trying to learn computer programming to start up with MIT 6111. You can find it online; it's free on MIT OpenCourseWare platform. So that's actually how I started to program.
That's super. Like I know the journey hasn't been that smooth for you and trying to learn a thing or two. So MIT, someone wanted the name MIT Open Courseware. Is that what you
Yes,
mentioned?
yes,
Okay. Okay. If you can type that in the chat box, that would be great.
yes. I'm
Okay.
typing
So
it now.
it's getting interesting. So you also mentioned mentors and in the community. So um, those two key things are very important, especially if you want to get better at what you do in any field, not just restricted to AI or data science, right? So
Yeah.
at this level, starting 3 years ago, I mean, what is the growth, the challenges, the victories? Can you tell us about some of the hard things you had to go through, and how did that shape you into AI fully and what you're working on now?
Okay. So one of the strongest challenge or biggest challenge I actually had was not really about learning, but me trying to start a community. I was actually going through a YouTube video sometimes ago, and I came across Tejumade Afonja, who I mentioned earlier. Uh, she's in charge of AI Saturdays Lagos, and I started the learning about what moved her, because she was a software developer, mostly a web developer. So I started learning about what moved her into AI and her interest in artificial intelligence. And I happen to know that when she started off, she was not yet an, okay, let me use the word, an maybe expert or intermediate in the field of artificial intelligence. But she started the community because she needed people that she will learn
Right.
about artificial intelligence with together. So that was part of her goal. And during the journey, he now met someone, Femi Aziz, who now have more knowledge about the field of AI, and together they were able to build such great and amazing community in Lagos, Nigeria. And that was one of the things that actually pushed me to go ahead and start push down that particular community, AI Saturdays, to Port Harcourt, Nigeria, where I reside. And it was very, very tough in the beginning, because I am someone that was still learning and trying to grow. And part of your mission as a community organizer is providing venue and learning resources for the community. And I now had to start going to ICT centers and technology hubs around the city to get permission to use their space. And I know most of the ones I actually acquired from, like the River State ICT department here in River State. One of the days I was taken into their meeting room, and I was shocked and surprised by what I saw. They had to start. It was like a panel trying to know how much I know about what I'm trying to do before they can give me such opportunity to go on and host events in their facility. And most of those were the major challenges. And at last, I actually broke forth, and all these things are happening now. The community is going on now, and people are advancing one way or the other. So that's a major uh, challenge I know I have. Don't know if there
Okay.
is what was the question like. Is there anything I'm missing from
Yeah.
the question?
Yeah. I think you've actually put the answer into one. So the challenge you had was setting up a community, and you use one of your friends' experience, the fact that she didn't have a background in AI, but partnered with someone who has the knowledge and learnt along. And with regards to you also setting up your own community, you had to find a way to look for a venue, and before they even gave you the venue, they vetted you. Okay, so now into AI, what have you built? What solutions have you built, and can we find them on the markets? What are they doing? Like, let us know about that as well.
Okay, so during our first cohorts for AI Saturdays Port Harcourt, we actually built a platform Let me see if I can open the website.
Yeah, you can also drop the website link in
So
the chat box. And then if your video is
we
you don't have the
use
bandwidth,
data science, and during that course of science track is we actually took up a project to build something that we can help use data science to put the community together, to able to help the community to collaborate better, even especially online. So we actually started off with using Twitter. Actually use Twitter API to create a platform that will help the community to collaborate platform where they want to leverage their to build that data science project. And prior to that, personally I've been and I actually have one. That was the main reason I couldn't provide a slide for this talk. I've been preparing slide for one of the projects I've been working on since last year that I'll be presenting at AI Expo Africa in September. And I started this project with uh,
Yeah, Gideon, can you position yourself? I think your line is breaking.
with
So maybe you can switch off your camera.
the follow community people also who I
Yeah, Gideon, can you turn off your video, your camera, and then just talk? I think that would be okay. The bandwidth, your bandwidth is a bit not stable.
is off now.
Yeah, yeah. So let's do it.
Okay.
So guys, yeah, the line is breaking, but I think you can hear him. So just let's try and then accommodate for now. Gideon, we can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. So I was talking about the projects I've been building on. I cannot share the present project. I can't share the link now because I don't
Yeah.
think my team members will actually like be happy with that because we actually still building the product for exhibition next month, and
All right.
we are not yet allowed to exhibit it. But I think the one in the website is actually but we started the first cohort this January, and the data science or data analysis track, we are able to provide that particular one in the website. And due to the coronavirus pandemic issue, we are not able to move on with the machine learning track for the community as well. But for my personal projects, I mostly have projects I work on with deep learning and deep learning with Coursera's Andrew Ng Awards course. And so here also, I couldn't share most of the code, but I can actually like talk about what I've been working on because of the honor code by Coursera also. But
All right.
I think that's one of the major projects I've actually done with the community.
Okay, great. So we will be wrapping up with your talk in a bit, but we would open up for questions as and when. So I think in the next couple of maybe 5 minutes, we should be done with you. Then the floor will be open for questions from our learners. So I wanted you to talk about how many learners, how many people are in your community, and how do you get support in terms of resources? I know you talked about venue partners and all, but what kind of things do you need for your community to thrive apart from the venue, and how many people are in the community as of now?
So as of now, I have about 86. I know as of yesterday when I checked our record, I have about 86 active members, 86. You know, you can have up to 200, but it's up to you to measure the active ones. So,
Yeah,
so many people also come in and go learn for one day and
and don't show
participate
up.
or collaborate one. But I have 86 active members who are, and most of these members, up to 90% of this number are actually starting off and mostly with programming, and we've not even actually entered into the main business the community, which is machine learning, but it's a mandatory thing that I have to take them through Python programming, because they can't do machine learning without not knowing how to code. So
Right.
that's actually the number for now. Concerning the community and the support we get. So far, the most important, the most challenging criteria for running community for me here in Nigeria is most times venue, or and a space to hold the event, because most times you don't find, and the ones you see you have to pay. And I was able to solve those problems before we start the first cohort. I had to write so many applications, and I have the Ken Saro-Wiwa Innovation Hub accepting, and also the River State ICT department accepting my proposal. And some other resources needed for learning are actually the maybe the microphone, sometimes a projector, which these
Mm-hmm.
spaces have already, and most of the resources we use for learning, like softwares, are open source softwares. And then we also have we actually have challenges of funds. We are just starting off, and we don't really have a stable partners or sponsors. We just have some people coming to like help one or two persons in the community and go off again, and provide some assistance. Most of the people in the community are interested and are active, but they don't even have a laptop. Most times when they
Mm.
come, they share with others and try to learn, and it is a very big problem, because when they go home, they can't practice.
Yeah.
They only have to touch the laptop on Saturdays when they come into the space for the
Really.
events again.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's part of the challenges that we're having as a community.
Well, I would say you are doing so well, irrespective of the roadblocks and challenges that you started off with. It's probably going to pay off, and that's one of the encouragements I'll give to you to keep up. And maybe in a few things you would want to consider would be maybe finding someone you can co-partner with who would also bring some level of resources or commitment. That way, your impact will be much bigger. But you're
Yes,
doing so well, and we'd like to. Yeah.
like I said earlier, I actually the community was one of the reasons why I had to go for the Microsoft Students Ambassadorship program. I also applied. I'm also working on the one for the GitHub Campus Experts. And the reason I went for these two offices or positions were actually to help grow the community properly. And I'm actually with one now, that's Microsoft, and I'm actually awaiting the support they will actually give us to be able to build the community better. So I think
Right.
the Microsoft family is like the latest partner I have now, and I'm looking forward to what I can achieve in my community with the help of Microsoft
Microsoft.
ambassadors.
Great. All right. So now we're done with your session in terms of you talking. This is a time for Q&A, and I would like to open the floor. If you would like to speak, kindly put your name in the chat box, and then I would mention your name so you can direct your question to Gideon. It could be finding out about what he shared so far, or something that you thought he could have talked about that he didn't touch on. If any of you have any of those thoughts, please kindly drop your name in the comment, the chat box below, and then I would mention your name so Gideon can address your question or input or anything you want to share. So, Gideon, so as we get along and waiting for questions from our learners, I would say, apart from tech, what else do you do on the side? What else do you do? Are you doing this full time, or you are you're doing something else on the side. And guys, please keep your questions coming.
Um, Tech. The other thing I'm doing is also part of tech. I'm actually a graphic designer actually. So I try to, but I'm into AI full time for now. I don't do graphics that much again due to the pile up of projects I had to cover and all that. So I do design. I also play around the web. I do the JavaScript thing. So although I'm just like a
A
learner
beginner.
there, yes, I actually play around with WordPress. I do websites for people. I do graphics for people. But there was a time I noticed that it was actually like gradually taking my attention from the main goal. So I have to
Right. Of
take
course.
those ones down for a bit and focus on the main mission, which is my journey of research in artificial
Okay.
intelligence and
Okay.
the yeah.
Great. Guys, please do keep your questions coming. If not, I'm just going to pick
Okay.
any of you.
I saw someone that says I'm also part of DSN
Yeah.
Nigeria. I would love to
Yeah.
know
Whose
more
side?
about. Okay, this
Yeah.
DSN Nigeria is actually Data Science Nigeria, and
Mm.
right now we say that Data Science Nigeria and AI Saturdays is like the biggest biggest AI community in Nigeria so far, and it's very nice to hear that you are part of Data Science Nigeria. We are all in the same mission to
Great. So we have a
demo.
question.
Okay.
So Emmanuel is asking, where do you see yourself? What do you see Africa in the next 5 years with regards to data science?
That's a very nice question. Africa in the next 5 years regarding data science. You know, one of the things I actually wanted to say in this presentation was also about AI and society. So I have a vision of what I see Africa to be in the next 5 years in regard to data science, which is a data-driven economy or a data-driven continent where we come together to, disrupt so many things that are working in contrary to how they should work. And we can't really, before we look into where we will be in the next 5 years with data science, we need to talk about our involvement in this data science. And I'm happy that there are so many people are interested in this field of artificial intelligence. And we see so many technologies breaking out from AI and data science, and we see the problem of discrimination and bias in so many of these things, where an AI technology will recommend a white person instead of a black person for a particular job. And we see bias also in facial recognition systems, thanks to Joy, one of the MIT researchers from I think Ethiopia, who try to speak out for this particular problem. So I think that we Africans, we need to get involved with data science. We need to, that's basically called inclusion. We need to get along with this field of data science in order to reach that goal we aim to see. But in the next 5 years, I will tell you boldly that Africa will become a data-driven continent or a data-driven economy where most groundbreaking technologies will emerge to solve most of the disruptive problem we've been facing today in Africa. That's for me. I don't know if you really get, but
Right.
the most important thing is for me is for us to get involved
Emmanuel,
first
so
in this field.
yeah, so true. I think there's so much talk about data science now and how to get people interested and choose about it. Your journey alone is also another inspiration to get people who probably do not have interest in that from the beginning and just whip that in them. So um, your question has been answered, Emmanuel. If you need a follow up, you can still share. I have a second question by Anastasia. She's asking, so we are doing a data science program. We're actually in a data science program. She's asking if AI is more of a specialization in this field or they are different fields. I think you touched on that, so maybe you can clarify that to her. Did you get the
Okay.
question right? It's actually in the
Yeah.
chat box. Yeah.
Yes, since we are in a data science program, is AI more of a specialization in this field, or they are different fields? Part of also what I had in mind to share was to explain better the connections. Most of us here have been hearing about artificial intelligence, that's AI, machine learning, deep learning, data science, data analysis, and all that. And these terminologies can be confusing sometimes. Actually, the data science is actually a field of study of its own, and artificial intelligence, which is AI, it's a field of study on its own. But I will tell you that you can't do AI without data. So you basically need the knowledge of data analysis or data science to be able to pursue a career in artificial intelligence. AI is all about data, whether structured or unstructured data. It's all about
Mhm.
data. And coming into AI, we have something like the machine learning, data analysis, and deep learning.
Mhm.
Actually, machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence. There are also other area of study under artificial intelligence, like perception and linguistic and others. And machine learning is just one of these programs, and it's actually the major area of focus in the society today. So, and we also have deep learning, which is a subfield of machine learning. Deep learning actually came out of machine learning. Deep learning actually emerged with its own possibilities, especially where we see that it leverages the human brain. Something
Mhm.
similar of how the human brain works. And inside machine learning and deep learning, we now have data analysis intersecting inside machine learning and deep learning. Like I said earlier, you can't do this stuff without the knowledge of data analysis or data science. AI as a field needs data. You can't do AI without data. Data is actually what makes AI work. In fact, more data was actually what made deep learning work more, in
Mhm.
terms of layers which you meet along the way while learning about deep learning. And uh, what's more, and while you are also pursuing a field, a career in this field, it's also important to always try to like know the stage you are in, so that I'm very happy that you say you are in a data science program. I will tell you that you're actually in the right track for now. It's very important that you deal with the data science program and understand much of what is being given to you there before you can advance or go into basically deep learning and so forth.
Great. Thanks for addressing that question. Uh, I hope Anastasia picks the difference now. Okay, so guys, still keep your questions coming. We can take three more questions, then we will be out of here if we don't have any more. So I would just pick someone randomly. So please be ready because I want us to ask any questions that come on top of our mind. Um, it could be in line. So just unmute your microphone and talk. Rufia Adashina,
Hi, hello, good evening.
Good evening,
good
Rufia.
evening.
Hi, sorry, please, what am I supposed to do? I didn't get.
I thought you were listening. So we just wanted to keep the conversation going. Maybe there is something you probably may want to know about AI and starting a community, as Gideon has shared. I mean, I wanted us to engage him. So anything on top of your mind?
Um, I think the only thing I would say is, okay, Gideon is from Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria too. I know about data science Nigeria. This is the first time I'm hearing about AI Saturdays. So,
Okay,
like, I
so
just wanted to know because I'm in the northern part of Nigeria, and here I don't think there's any community whatsoever that deals with AI. I don't know if you know of anything like that over here.
okay, which part of the northern part are you? Which state specifically?
Kaduna.
Okay, so AI Saturday's community is actually spreading gradually, and for now, we've not been able to cover the whole 36 states, and it will actually be something good if maybe in the next few months you even take up the challenge to start one in your own community. That's actually how I started one here in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Data Science Nigeria is also a good community. I was part of Data Science Nigeria before I started building a community with AI Saturdays and AI Saturdays Port Harcourt. So for now, AI Saturdays is not in Kaduna, but it would be very nice if Eurofia can be able to start a community. Who knows? The number of people are waiting what you will be able to achieve in the long run.
Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds great. Probably I could reach out to you on how to go about that.
Yeah, sure. Anytime you feel you are ready to start one, you don't need to be an expert. Most of the communities when they started actually, they started building this community, and when it reaches time to give out knowledge or teach, they now invite some other community facilitators from other parts of the states in the country, and they organize meetings like this or through maybe other platform like Zoom, and they now deliver the lectures and all that. So you don't really have to be an expert or have a certain number of years of experience before you can start a community. You can always start building community at any point. The main goal of AI Saturdays is a community where people will come together and learn together. So it's not like a school setting. Can hear noise.
Okay,
It's not like a school
okay,
setting where you have a lecturer that is an expert and you are the student. The community is more like a place where we come together to learn and share knowledge and all that. So you can do it, Rofia.
okay. Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks for asking. Rufia, you see that you've asked a very brilliant question. That's awesome. So our next person, Ken, if Ken is on the line, kindly ask anything and then we can go in that order.
I don't think I have any
Okay.
question.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So guys, can we have a
I just saw
last
one question
okay.
in the comments area. Do you have any initiatives in your community of engaging more females? If so, how? Okay, by Anastasia. Okay, AI Saturday, Port Harcourt, that has always been our like. For example, I'll start by how I actually achieved many of the venues we use today, like spaces we use for learning. You know, the first time I went to one of the space, like the Ken Sarewa Innovation Hub, this was actually a question they asked me. Now I noticed that every agency organization are actually moving towards the same goal of engaging more females in communities and so on. So yes, there are many initiatives in the community of us trying to engage more females, and one of those is bringing on more female facilitators. Understand? Because they also solve a part of the problem of trying to get more females from their peers together to be part of the community. So I think getting some female facilitators for the community was one of the initiatives I actually used to engage more females. And also there are core female communities in Port Harcourt, Nigeria, here where I stay, like some developer communities where that is meant for only females or ladies. And most times too, I actually get invited to come and speak to them. And in that manner, I try to convince so many. I try to engage so many with my talk to, you know, get into this field of artificial intelligence and be part of the amazing communities and that. And we also have a particular space or number we set out for the ladies in the beginning of every cohort. This actually to like get more of them into the program. So we reserve a particular number. It can be more than, but we'll try to make sure that we fill that particular number so that there will be more females engaged in this field of artificial intelligence. And I'll advise you, Anastasia, you can also try to engage your fellow female friends or other females also into this field by starting to preach or to talk about this technology and the possibilities that lies inside this field of study also. So that's actually some of the ways, some of the initiative that have been using, and it's actually working. I will tell you, we have so many females in the community right now. It's actually working. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Guys, I think we are almost wrapping up with our guest talk today. I haven't seen a lot of questions coming in from all of us, but I should think that it is very, very, very necessary for us to ask the questions that we need. So, on this note, I'd like to say a big thank you to Gideon Onyewuenyi for making time to join us today. It's been a pleasure learning about your journey and why you had to choose a career that definitely, I mean, matches your interest and all. So we'd like to say a big thank you to you for having time for us. We will stay in touch and we look forward to having another session with you.
I would also like to say thank you to you, Prosper, and DA Priye. I think he has
Yeah.
been the one I've been seeing. I think that name sounds like a southern part of Nigeria name. I don't know if the person is from Nigeria, but
I am.
uh,
Oh, she is. Wow.
Yes.
you are from River State.
Yes.
Ah, I know I'm not from River State, but ever since I came into Port Harcourt, I've been hearing a similar name. So
Yeah, it's very
I
common.
yeah, that's very very nice. So I would also like to say thank you for this opportunity. Like it's a very very important opportunity for me, to like, I even heard some people say they don't know about AI Saturdays yet and all that. So it's another opportunity to give people the enlightenment they need, to know about this emerging field and communities also. So thank you very much for having me, and thank
Thank
you,
you for
thank you, thank you,
coming. Thank you for
thank you,
speaking.
thank you.
All right,
We
guys,
appreciate it.
take care and enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.